Okay, so for the first sequence of techniques in right plow, this sequence will be if you are seeking to take the initiative. So if you are in the vor or the before you're attacking first, this sequence is something you could pull out of your playbook, for instance. So I'm going to do it from the side so you can see me a little bit better. But let me word through it first. I'm not covering footwork here, simply because I'm trying to get what I'm doing on camera and be able to still speak in front of the camera and not be off fighting somebody else. So, as we walk through this, your footwork may need to adjust to do exactly what I'm talking about. Uh, when I say your footwork needs to adjust, simply I'm not covering footwork. I'm not saying take a step out to the right or step in or step back, but rather what I'm doing is everything is upper body that you can see, and as we all learn footwork and we all strive to work on that, I'm sure that that's something you can do on your own time. Uh, so, without further ado, if you are in the right plow guard, you will open with a zonhao or a cut from above. You can almost do it in a Zukin kind of a manner. You can pull back and come forward. Once you eventually even maybe perhaps stab forward, kick it back towards you, kind of make a Zukin tap forward. As soon as he makes contact with your sword, as soon as he has entered the bind, then immediately pull up into Oberhigen, or if it's more comfortable for you, but I recommend against it since he could perhaps control your weak of the sword, you could pull back into left ox. I like Oberhigen because for the next step in the play, what's going to happen is you're going to attempt to do his Veerschau. And when you attempt this Veerschau, it's going to be very sloppy. You want it to be sloppy because you want your opponent to think you're messing up, but you're not. You're setting up for something next. So, right plow, come into attack. You could even go for a thrust to his face. Do whatever you need to do to get him to enter the bind. As soon as he enters the bind, come into Oberhigen. As soon as he makes contact, or as soon as you come into Oberhigen, come way around and move your arms away from your body. So we're here, and what I want to do is move my hands way out like I'm coming for a really messed up left-handed Veerschau. You don't want to land this Veerschau. You're not even trying to hit with this Veerschau. What you're trying to do is open yourself up so that he sees that, so that he thinks you're messing up, so that he attacks you down the center. So you thrust in, you come into Oberhigen, you leave the bind. As soon as his sword comes down, you will see this, you're anticipating it, you will simply move your hands for a Krumpau and block his shot. As it comes down, you will be able to move. As his sword, you can push it out of the way. As soon as you make contact with your blade using the Krumpau, you don't have to push the sword all the way out of the way. Catch it on the cross guard here. So make contact, push the blade out of the way. As soon as you've got the blade, as soon as you got your opponent's sword pushed out of the way, you're out of harm's way, then you can simply rotate your hands and come in for a mutation and stab into his leg, his groin, or his chest, or possibly his throat, depending on how well you're trained with the mutations. So, again, just to run through it one more time real quick, I'll do it from the side. I'm going to be in right plow, thrust at his face, pull into Oberhigen, come out, try to make yourself obvious like you're messing up on your Veerschau. Then as soon as you see a sword come in, Krumpau, and then as soon as you've pushed his blade out of the way and you're safe, move it in for a mutation and stab down once you have controlled the fight. So that is fight sequence number 1. Hope you enjoyed that. Fight sequence 2 is next.